Today I'm baking at home and I'm making French cheese puffs called Gougeres. I'm starting by tracing circles onto a piece of parchment paper just to help my Gougeres look a little more uniform. I'm going to flip that paper over so the ink doesn't get on my Gougere dough. I'm going to begin by melting 5 tablespoons of unsalted butter, followed by 3/4 cup of water. I'm going to bring that mixture to a boil, and I'm going to season that with some kosher salt. The heat should be medium-high because you want this mixture to come to a rolling boil before adding 1 cup of flour. Once you add the flour, you're going to reduce the heat to medium, and you want to continue cooking the mixture for a couple minutes because you're trying to cook out that raw flour taste. So as soon as you drop in your flour, you want to stir vigorously, and within seconds, the mixture will tighten up and become almost like one piece of dough. But you want to keep stirring and cooking on medium-low for about 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, you want to take that off the heat and let it cool. Meanwhile, I'm cutting some chives. You could use Italian flat leaf parsley that you've minced, but I'm literally cutting them with some kitchen shears because to me that's the easiest way to cut chives. And I want to put them in because I'm making these, obviously they're savory because of the cheese, as a dinner roll. So I like the addition of that hint of onion flavor, but you could just use parsley. Now that my mixture is cooled, I'm adding 1 egg at a time for a total of 4 eggs. And when I added the first egg, things did not look so great. Like it looked, I don't know, kind of oily and there were separated pieces and I got very nervous. But the more I stirred the mixture with each addition of each egg, the more cohesive that dough became. So fear not if it looks strange and clumpy and oddly eggy. You really just have to stir vigorously, get your workout, get your sweat on, get in there, stir it really well until it is a super duper sticky, pasty mixture. Then you know you're done. Now it's time to add whatever herb you're choosing. I'm putting in those chives, but parsley works well here. Just make sure that you get it very well incorporated. And then for the cheese, you could use whatever cheese you have. I had mozzarella cheese that I wanted to use up, so that's the cheese I used, but you could put cheddar, you could put jack cheese. I think my favorite cheese would be Gruyere because it lends itself well to this French cheese puff. I'm using a piping bag. You don't have to use a piping bag. You could use a gallon-sized bag and push it all through to one corner, or you could just use 2 spoons, like soup spoons, and drop these, kind of like you would drop cookies. Depending on how big your circles are, you could get anywhere from 12 to 24 of these Gougeres. So this mixture is super sticky, and you see it is sticking to the paper as I pull up the piping bag. So just be patient. And if those little peaks at the top bother you before you bake, you want to moisten your fingers and just kind of gently press those peaks down a bit to smooth out the tops. If they don't bother you, you can clearly leave them. Some people also put an egg wash on this before it bakes. And by the way, your oven should be preheating now to 425 degrees. I'm going to top this with some finely shredded Parmesan cheese. And again, you could put the egg wash on before you put the cheese just to give it a nice little gloss and to help the color become nice golden brown. These are ready to go into that hot 425 degree oven for 10 minutes. Then you want to lower the heat to 375 degrees for the remaining 20 to 25 minutes. They should start puffing up in the oven. When they're done, they should be golden brown and delicious. And when you open them, there should be big pockets of air. You could fill these with something savory like chicken or tuna salad for an awesome appetizer or a cool dinner roll. For this recipe and more, visit myclasscancook.com.